Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is Matt Modi here with OddsJam, and in this video, I'm going to give you some early bets to lock in for the Week 11 betting slate. I do this every week. I love hopping in on lines early. It's a really good way to take advantage of sportsbooks that haven't quite updated their lines yet. The sharp ones move their lines quickly based on sharp action. The square ones don't, because they limit how much money they will accept as the betting markets first open, because they don't want to get taken advantage of. So guess what? That means we can take advantage of them and find some good lines. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this video, is finding my favorite early bets to lock in. So there are two money line bets, two spread bets that I'm going to lock in here. I'll start with the money line one first, and what we're looking at here is the Denver Broncos money line, minus 129 at PlayUp. So this is going to be a bet that I'm going to put a full unit on. This bet has been placed. So let's chat about it. It's positive, expected value. Found it using OddsJam. The no-vig odds price it at about minus 135, minus 136, if you will allow me to round up. And the way that the no-vig odds are calculated, I'm sure those of you who are watching this are already familiar, but it's very simple. OddsJam just back-tested a bunch of betting opportunities. Use that to determine who the sharp sportsbooks are in terms of pricing odds, and removed the VIG from all those sharp sportsbooks to get the quote-unquote true line. So where you see these no-vig odds, it's not just this number randomly pulled out of a hat. It's based on the sharpest sportsbooks in the world, and basically saying, hey, these sportsbooks do the best job at pricing odds. Let's use them to set the market, and then let's take advantage where we can find better odds on another sportsbook, which is exactly what we have here, minus 129 at PlayUp. And one thing that I like to do before deciding to take a bet, look across the betting landscape to see where every other sportsbook prices it. And no sportsbook has it below minus 140. Pinnacle, minus 145, sharpest sportsbook in the world. Two sharp sportsbooks as well, BetOnline and Bookmaker, minus 140 and minus 140. And then all of the onshore books, minus 150, minus 145, minus 160. I mean, majority of them have them in the minus 150s across the board. This minus 129 is an awesome price to get the Denver Broncos money line. And I get it. Backing the Broncos feels nasty. It feels gross. I saw a stat that if their offense scored 18 points, just 18 points every single week, the Broncos would be 8-1. But here they sit at 3-6 because their offense has been horrible. You know what a great remedy for horrible offenses? The Las Vegas Raiders. They just lost to the Jeff Saturday-led Colts last week. The Colts, who had previously had the worst offense in the entire NFL, according to DVOA, scored 20-plus points against these Raiders. So if there's any team that the Broncos can do it against, it would be against these Raiders. And guess what? These two teams have already played this year. The Broncos put up their highest point total of the year against these Raiders. So the play makes sense from a math perspective, which is the most important thing. It makes sense from an outlier perspective, which is the second most important thing. And then it also makes sense if you're just handicapping this as well, which obviously is the least important, but still nice when your handicapping matches the math as well. So this is going to be the first betting pick for these early lines, Denver Broncos money line, put a full unit on it. The next money line play that I'm going to lock in here is the Patriots at minus 154 against the Jets. So this is another play that I'm going to put a full unit on. That bet has been placed. And actually, before I go further, I do want to add these to my bet tracker. So this was minus 129. I put a full unit on this one. And then I need to lock in this one here that I put a full unit on. Tracking your bets is very important. Just need to understand whether you are profitable or not. OddsJam can do that for completely free. It can also sync certain sports books as well, like PointsBet can sync, BetMGM can sync, as you can see here. But regardless, this next play, the minus 154 money line on the Patriots, no vig line has this at about minus 155. So there is some value there. And again, look across the board where all these other sportsbooks price it. Pinnacle, minus 168. Bookmaker, minus 175. BetOnline, minus 171. Looks like the closest book is minus 165, which is 11 cents higher. And getting these edges on a moneyline bet is incredibly valuable because moneyline bet's the most popular bet in sports. Everybody knows what a moneyline bet is, who's going to win and who's going to lose. So even the smaller edges you can find betting on a money line. Still a really good price. And I know the Jets are the darlings of the NFL, but the Patriots just beat them. Their defense is going to hold Zach Wilson to either under 200 passing yards, or they're going to get another 3 interceptions off of him. This is probably going to be a lower scoring game, but I like the Patriots in this one. I just can't trust Zach Wilson. I know they just beat the Bills in their last game we saw them play, but that was more of a fluke than anything. So I like the Patriots in this one. They already beat them once. They're the home team. A lot of value there on the Patriots. So next up, we're going to lock in. So the play here is the Bills minus 9.5. But if you open this up in a new tab, it pulls up where every sportsbook prices this spread. And I'm actually going to take the Bills minus 8.5 at minus 107 odds. I really like the value of getting the Bills at minus 107, minus 8.5. I'm just going to put a half unit on this one. This bet has been placed. So let's chat about this one as well, assuming this bet goes through, which it did. So looking at the minus 8.5 spread itself, majority of books favor the Bills at this number. DraftKings minus 121, Tipico minus 114, Bet365 minus 120, FoxBet minus 116, Pinnacle, obviously the most important one, minus 116. And then we see other sharp books. We see BetOnline price this at Bills minus 9.5, minus 110 each way, so a point higher than what we got it at. And we see Bookmaker price this at Bills minus 10, a full 1.5 higher than what we got it at. And obviously the 10 points is a massive deal when it comes to backing a favorite, because touchdown and field goal is the equivalent of a touchdown and field goal. So the Bills are up by 7. They score a field goal to kind of put the game out of reach. Your 8.5 bet hits, your minus 10 loses. So that's a huge gap between these two numbers. So this is going to be my third betting pick, Bills minus 8.5, minus 107 at PointsBet. And the last one I'm going to lock in here is the Lions plus 3.5 against the Giants. Lions quietly are on a 2-game win streak. The Giants, I'm going to put another half unit on this one as well. The Giants, as good as they are, I think they're 7-2 on the year so far. The Lions, both of these teams, I should say, play close games. They both do. The Lions, they had kind of a stretch where they got blown out in a couple, but they kind of righted the ship from there. They won 2 straight. And the Giants, they just don't blow out teams. Even against the Texans, that game was probably closer than it needed to be. So I like the Lions at this one. Lions plus 107 is going to be my third and final early bet to lock in for this week 11 betting slate. And that's all I got for you guys. So appreciate you watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and have a good one.